reaction to that, and could you describe what type of team?
That's news to me. Damn, I'm sorry. Sickening. Obviously, we love for Zach to be out there. I love Zach as a person, and obviously for his health is more important than, it's bigger than the brand. So with that, I'm praying that he has a healthy recovery and surgery goes well, but it sucks.
Where are you physically now? What are you dealing with? And as far as the ability to play on Monday night, what do you feel that is with what you're dealing with?
Still have the shoulder injury, which I've been dealing with for about 4 or 5 weeks now. Comes with the territory, man. It's about being a baller, and it's about going out there and sacrificing and putting yourself out there for your guys, and that's what I'm doing. And as far as Monday goes, I'll be fine by then. Did in college, 2017.
Did you do it the same way, just fight through it, those kinds of things?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a pleasant feeling, obviously, and if everyone that's experienced an AC sprain, they understand what I'm going through. So with that, I mean, it's fine. You got to take it day to day. You got to stay on it. You got to keep recovering, and you got to keep, even when it starts feeling good, you got to stay on it. So with that, it's a bit tricky, but I mean, it ain't nothing I haven't been dealing with before.
Does it usually get worse as the game goes along?
Nah, it's kind of it started off a mental thing before it becomes an unfathomable pain. You're not even able to maneuver for real.
So the 11 days off alleviated a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure, most def. And I mean, the first couple of days were tougher to say the least. But right now, I mean, I have my range of motion and I have my strength back. So.
See, obviously you don't go against him, but when you are in a game with a matchup against another elite receiver like Jamar Chase, do you kind of relish those kind of games where you're able to do that?
It's fun being a part of games like that. He's a great talent over there and vice versa. So I've seen him for years, going back to 2019, saw him at LSU. He's a great player, hell of a player actually. He's doing a great job of exceeding all expectations that he set for himself this year, and I'm excited to see it out there. But as for me, I got to go out there and play my game regardless, and that's what makes the game as exciting as it is. You got two great players on the offensive side of the ball looking to make big plays, and at any point, go score a touchdown.
How tough was last Thursday? You have the pain, you have the injury, you have the uncharacteristic drops.
Right.
That's not you.
It's more of a mental thing for me now. I mean, obviously, I know what I bring to the table, and I know that's not me. So just kind of battling with myself to begin with. But that's something that's an easy fix. Granted, I'm glad it didn't cost us the game, for one, and my teammates were there to pick me up. That's what football is all about. Be there when your brothers need you, and I needed them. Confidence, decision-making, and just being poised. Everything he's done. I mean, the Giants game was definitely supposed to be another one of those great games. Obviously, I had those 3 drops. And a couple of things, like we're maybe 1 or 2 plays away from something breaking. So with that being said, Coop just needs to continue doing him. And I know he will, and I have no doubt about it. Just stay poised, stay quiet, stay calm, and just continue leading us down the field. Routes at the end of practice, obviously throughout these times, it's tough times on the body. The winter comes, it's getting cold, so it takes your body a little longer to recover, if you will. But as far as the mental state of the game, now we got to stay on top of it. And Coop's doing a great job of getting all the receivers together and leading around.
How does he get all the receivers? One-on-one conversations as a group?
As a group, man. We do everything as a group, or he'll tell me and I'll tell the guys. So just pass the message to me and I'll tell the room. Just being a voice of the room, and I'm always with the work. I never duck, no extra work. All my guys know that. So if it's anything that makes him feel uneasy, 9 times out of 10, it probably made me feel uneasy too. So we can definitely get that handled. And I mean, easy completions, you can't beat it.
As a backup, he's obviously more of a supportive role, but now being in there, all these snaps, does he just naturally become more vocal and you see a little bit more of who he is because he's dealing with you guys snap in and snap out?
Sure, comfortable. It's probably the best thing that you want in a locker room. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel the confidence within the team. You want to feel grateful to be out there with the guys. And, I mean, unity. Kind of want all that just to tie in. And for Coop, it's basically like a plug. I wouldn't even consider it a plug-in, but like in a sense, just like a substitution. And you still want the same outcome. And Coop is doing a great job of just building that back up and keeping the cart moving.
What's the sense of frustration as you learned today? You've lost another significant player for an extended period of time.
It sucks. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's reminding me of my rookie year again, and it's sickening. Obviously, I would rather go out with those guys at the end of the season and finish this thing out strong. But unfortunately, obviously, sport is not faithful to anybody, and it doesn't care for anybody's body. So get all you can out of it. Be grateful that you're out. Every opportunity that you can, get out there, be grateful, and take full advantage.
Last question. Do you allow yourself to think that this might be it for Zach Martin?
Yeah, I think about it often. I don't know if you know I do, but I do.
Right.
But it's a tough pill to swallow on my end because, again, he's a great person to have in the locker room. I talk to Zach just about every day. Speak to him every given time. He still has the same smile, same energy, light up the room. And obviously we know the type of career and the season that he's had. So everything that he's done for the Cowboys and for us, or for me since I've been here, as far as leading and teaching me how to lead and guide and teaching me how to be a pro, I appreciate him for that and many more things. Just being a brother to me, and he knows that's my guy. And even if it's the end right now, I appreciate it. If not, I love it.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Hey, my friend, let's talk about something that's been on my mind, Ceedee Lamb's shoulder injury. I mean, we all saw how important he's been for the Cowboys this season, but now, things are getting a little worrisome. Did you know this all started back in Week 9 against the Falcons? A sprained AC joint, not something you just shake off overnight. Then, on Thanksgiving Day, during that big win over the Giants, Lamb aggravated the same injury. And now, here we are, with Week 14 on the horizon, and his shoulder is still giving him trouble. Coach Mike McCarthy confirmed it. Lamb is limited in practice. This is not the kind of news we want to hear when we're gearing up to face the Bengals on Monday Night Football. It's tough not to wonder, how much of an impact will this have on our offense? Lamb isn't just another player, he's a game changer, someone we rely on in those clutch moments. And if he's not at his best, it could really shake things up for the team. But before we dive into that, let me ask you, do you think the Cowboys should risk playing Lamb despite his shoulder issues? Or should they let him rest and trust the other receivers to step up? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'm curious to see where you stand. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We're working hard to reach 12,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. Let's keep building this community together. All right, let's break this down further. What exactly has Lamb been doing on the field this season that makes him so crucial? Let's talk about his numbers next. All right, let's talk numbers. You already know Lamb is a key player, but let me put this into perspective for you. This season, he's sitting at 79 receptions, second in the entire NFL. Let that sink in for a second. Only one other player has caught more passes. On top of that, Lamb has racked up 880 receiving yards and for touchdowns. Now, think about how those numbers translate on the field. He's not just consistent, he's explosive. Those clutch third down conversions, the impossible sideline catches, and his ability to stretch defenses, that's what makes Lamb irreplaceable. Losing him, even for one game, could be a massive blow to the Cowboys' momentum, especially with a tough opponent like the Bengals on the horizon. But here's where I need your opinion. Do you think Lamb deserves more credit for his performance this year? Maybe he's even underrated compared to other top receivers. What's your take? Let me know in the comments. And hey, let's turn this into a poll. Is Ceedee Lamb the best wide receiver in the league this season? Yes or no? Drop your answer below. Now, I know stats don't tell the full story, but they do show just how much Lamb has contributed. Without him at 100%, who steps up? That's something we'll dive into later. For now, let's focus on how the Cowboys coach and staff is handling the situation. Before we move on, though, let me remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Just click that button, and while you're at it, tap the bell to get all the latest Cowboys updates. Your support keeps us going, and we're so close to hitting our goal of 12,000 subscribers. Be part of this journey with us. Speaking of journeys, Coach McCarthy has a tough road ahead managing Lamb's recovery. Let's see how he's handling the pressure. Let's talk about Coach Mike McCarthy for a second because he's got a tough call to make. Picture this, you've got one of the league's top receivers dealing with a nagging shoulder injury, and you're heading into a must-win game against the Bengals. What do you do? On one hand, Lamb is a game changer. His presence alone forces defenses to adjust, opening up opportunities for other players. On the other, if you push him too hard, there's a real risk of making things worse, and that could cost us not just this game, but the rest of the season. McCarthy seems to be playing it safe for now, limiting Lamb's practice reps. But is that enough? Is there a plan B if Lamb isn't ready to go full throttle on Monday night? Let me ask you, what would you do if you were in McCarthy's shoes? Would you rest Lamb and focus on the long term? Or would you gamble on his ability to power through and help secure a crucial win? Share your thoughts in the comments. This is a debate worth having. And let's take it a step further. How much trust do you have in McCarthy's decision-making, rated on a scale of 1 to 10 in the comments? I'll be checking to see where most of us stand. Now, to be fair, managing injuries is always a balancing act in the NFL, and it's easy for us to question decisions from the outside. But this situation feels especially tricky. The Bengals are no joke, and everyone counts when we're chasing playoff seeding. Before we move on to the ripple effects of Lamb's potential absence, let me remind you, if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We're on a mission to reach 12,000 subscribers, and every single one of you makes a difference. Alright, so what happens if Lamb isn't 100%? How does his injury impact the rest of the offense? Let's explore that next. Alright, let's imagine the worst case scenario. Ceedee Lamb isn't at full strength, or worse, he can't play at all on Monday night. What does that mean for the Cowboys offense? First off, this puts a lot of pressure on Dak Prescott. Without Lamb, one of his most reliable targets, Dak would have to rely more on other receivers like Brandon Cooks or Michael Gallup. Sure, they're talented, but let's be honest, they don't bring the same spark that Lamb does. Then there's the run game. Without Lamb stretching the defense, opponents could stack the box against Tony Pollard and the running backs. That's not ideal when we're trying to keep the offense balanced. Now, here's where you come in. Who do you think would step up in Lamb's absence? Would it be Gallup, showing flashes of his old form? Or maybe Cooks, proving he can still dominate? Drop your prediction in the comments. And while you're at it, let's vote. If Lamb can't play, which receiver do you think will lead the team in catches against the Bengals? Another angle to consider is the chemistry between Dak and his other targets. Building that trust takes time, and mid-season adjustments can be tricky. If Lamb isn't in the lineup, we're going to find out just how deep this team really is. This is why managing Lamb's injury is so critical. It's not just about one game. It's about keeping the offense clicking as we push toward the playoffs. Before we move on, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and enable notifications. Your support helps us bring you the best Cowboys content every week. We're counting on you to help us reach our 12,000 subscriber goal, and we're almost there. Now, speaking of crucial games, let's shift our focus to Monday Night Football and what this matchup against the Bengals means for the Cowboys season. Monday night is going to be electric. Cowboys versus Bengals under the lights. It doesn't get much bigger than this. But let's be real, this game isn't just about another win. It's about momentum, confidence, and keeping our playoff hopes alive. The Bengals are no pushovers. With their dynamic offense and a solid defense, they're going to test us, especially if Lamb isn't at 100%. This is where the team's resilience comes into play. Everyone, from Dak Prescott to the offensive line to the special teams, needs to step up. Now, let me ask you this. How confident are you in the Cowboys pulling off a win? Rate it on a scale from 1 to 10 in the comments. And if you're feeling bold, drop your score prediction. Will it be a nail-biter or a statement game? Another layer to this game is the added spotlight of the special Disney Plus broadcast with the Simpsons theme. It's a fun twist, but let's not lose focus. This is a chance for the Cowboys to make a statement to the rest of the league. We're here to compete with or without Lamb, and here's a thought. If the Cowboys win this game, does it solidify them as true playoff contenders? Or do you think there's still more to prove? Share your take below. Before we talk about what this game means for the bigger picture, let me remind you to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our post-game analysis and more. Updates on Ceedee Lamb and the Cowboys. Together, we're building something special, and we can't do it without your support. Alright, let's look ahead and talk about what lies beyond this matchup for Lamb and the Cowboys. Looking ahead, there's no denying how crucial Ceedee Lamb's health is for the Cowboys' success this season. This isn't just about getting through the Bengals game. It's about keeping him ready for the long haul. With the playoffs within reach, every decision made now, from his recovery plan to how the team manages his reps, could define how far we go. But what do you think? Can the Cowboys still make a deep playoff run if Lamb's injury lingers? Or do you believe the team has enough depth to adapt and thrive? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective always adds to the conversation. And don't forget, we'll keep you updated every step of the way. Subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, and join us as we follow the Cowboys through this critical stretch. Together, we'll see how this journey unfolds.